Taisha Green made her homecoming to the Twin Cities in March of 2022. She was named director of Minneapolis' Division of Racial Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging.
It meant the world to me to come home. I have dedicated my life and my career to uplifting the Black and brown community. And so seeing what was happening in my home state, in my hometown, I'm from the south side of Minneapolis, the global eye was on Minneapolis. The global eye. The entire world saw what happened on May 25th. The entire world protested what happened on May 25th. So that was not attractive in a way, but it felt like it was my duty. It felt like I had a responsibility.
It was a calling.
To my hometown, yes, to come back and do this work.
Among her first big projects, planning a special event to mark Black History Month, the I Am My Ancestors' Wildest Dreams Expo, which Green predicted could draw 20,000 people.
The reception from the mayor's office was enthusiasm. They were very excited to finally have an event during Black History Month, something that the city hadn't done before. They were very excited to talk about it.
The expo took place on February 25th. The people who took part in it liked it, but it failed to meet expectations. The event also ran into financial issues, with taxpayers picking up the tab at close to $500,000. Green left her job on March 13th, just weeks after the expo, and sent this scathing 14-page memo to the mayor and other city leaders, claiming officials held her to double standards and set her up to fail. She said, quote, "I don't believe the city as an enterprise is concerned about having an anti-racist organization. The city as an enterprise is concerned about optics."
I did not take it personally. When you're doing this work, you can't take anything personally. I do think that this was a personal attack on trying to do something for the Black community. I do think it was an attack in that way. But was it personally against Taisha Green? I'm not going to say that it was.
In her memo, Green also takes aim at two Black city councilwomen, Andrea Jenkins, the council president, and Latricia Vitaw, accusing them of defaming her and harboring, quote, anti-Black sentiment.
I think that the city did not want this event to happen.
Why? What's in it for the city for this not to happen?
I believe that if it is successful, they would have to do the work of racial justice. The city is not concerned with doing the work of racial justice. The city is only concerned with optics.
To call two prominent African-American women, Black women, on the city council anti-Black or to assail their, quote, anti-Black racism, why did you choose those words?
I chose those words because they were appropriate to describe what was happening within the enterprise.
Do you see them as enablers, collaborators?
I see them as enablers of white supremacy culture. Absolutely.
Why?
Again, because of their vote, their public record votes of stances that they've taken, because of what I have heard about Councilmember Vitaw in the community. Councilmember Vitaw doesn't have any Black people on her staff. Why is that? At least Council President Jenkins does. So I stand by what I said about Council President and Councilmember Vitaw.
Councilwoman Vitaw firing back against those claims.
What's it like for you to be accused of being anti-Black?
I mean, it's one of the worst things you could ever think of as a Black person, right? Like, you do this work because you're Black. You do this work because you want people who look like you in the community to see themselves in you and to inspire and to, like, really, like, you know, my ward is really diverse and I represent lots of things, but, you know, lots of people and lots of different things. But one thing that's very important to me is to feel like I'm representing the people who look like me down here. And so to be called anti that is just like, it's disgusting for me. It just like, it hurts, it's disrespectful, it's shameful. Like, it's so many things that you feel. There hasn't been 10 Black women serving on the Minneapolis City Council, so I don't take that lightly. I know how serious that job is.
Who's right, who's wrong, who's liable, who's not? whose character is more credible. If this lawsuit gets filed, it's a judge, maybe even a jury, who will decide what happens in a civil matter. But these two parties, not the only ones involved or affected. There's collateral damage. Many black-owned businesses who participated in that expo, they're frustrated too. Markella Smith's gift shop in North Minneapolis has a fitting name.
I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, literally.
And what an opportunity to sign up as a vendor at a special expo hosted by the city of Minneapolis for Black History Month.
Especially me as a business owner, I'm going to show up in my full authentic self.
Smith showed up on February 25th, but attendance was underwhelming, disappointing, and costly.
A lot of people were depending on that for rent, for food on their table, for gas in their car, for car notes. People were depending on that kind of traffic to flow through their business and those kind of funds to flow through their business. Like I need someone to really take accountability for how big of a fail this was. The blaming game, that's neither here nor there. That doesn't put money back into my business. It doesn't put food on my table. It doesn't take care of my kids. Accountability is what is needed.
In a statement, a spokesman for the city of Minneapolis saying officials acknowledge the city's dark past when it comes to racism, but they disagree with Green's current characterizations. City officials also are conducting an audit and review of the expo. Independent of this back and forth controversy, Green's departure, it does create now an immediate opening for the director of race, equity, inclusion, and belonging here in the city of Minneapolis. According to city officials, they'll be posting the job soon and then conducting a search. Jonah Kaplan, WCCO 4 News.